G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, recently I've been doing a few videos on home casting of aluminium round stock, and it's proven very popular. I mean, I've done a lot of casting videos in the past, but I haven't done one for a long time, and yeah, I had to do some more casting. I'd run pretty low, and I thought I'll shoot some more video. Anyway, yeah, lots of views, lots of interest. There's obviously a lot of pissed off people out there, you know, don't want to spend the exorbitant price they ask or charge for new aluminium round stock, and yeah, it's horrific really. So if you can cast your own out of good aluminium, you'll get some good round stock, as you would have seen. Now, this is my old furnace. You would have seen it's made out of a paint tin, and it's nothing fancy. It's lined with perlite and cement and sand. It's done a lot of work. It's a few years old now, and the linings, it originally had a metal liner in it, but that long burned away, and it's just the perlite. Anyway, cut a long story short, it's good enough for aluminium, but that's all it will do. It won't do brass, and it won't, well, not with this torch. You know, this is the torch I use, which is just a cheap, you know, domestic sort of run-of-the-mill LPG propane burner. It's not big enough to, or hot enough to go to the brass level, you know, even with that furnace. Anyway, in the comments, I did respond to someone about, you know, they asked how would I go doing brass, and I said, well, I can't do brass, it's just not good enough. And in fact, the whole thing is rejigging. I've got a few bits and pieces behind the shed I'll show you in a minute, and I'm going to completely make up a whole new one of these, but make it bigger. You know, I mean, the paint tin done the job, it's still holding together because the perlite is an insulator, you see, and the whole thing's just a few bucks to make, so simple and cheap. Anyway, where am I getting to? Oh yeah, I made a comment that yeah, an answer to a comment. I just can't do brass. Anyway, I got an email not long ago after that, and a number of times I've been surprised by follow-up to some comments I make, which are purely just, you know, general comments. I'm not expecting anything. And I got a comment from a guy, a viewer in Queensland, offering me a burner, a proper burner that he uses on his much better, much bigger forge furnace than I've got, and he's upgrading it from a half-inch burner to a 1-inch, and said, would I like to have the burner, as you know, he read the comment about the brass, can't do the brass. He said it'll do copper and it'll do brass. So I said, yeah, well, thanks very much. I'd really appreciate that, because yeah, it's going to be upgraded. I'm going to, you know, I'll show you. But to get a free burner like that, that's just fantastic. And once again, it shows you what tremendous people there are out there in the world, you know, who watch YouTube. And I've had a number of gifts this year. Normally I don't get anything because I don't expect anything, and I never ask for anything. And I prefer people, you know, save their money on them, spend it on themselves. But in this case, as it's in Australia, and I offered to pay for it, but no, it was a free gift, so it's arrived. So let's have a look at it. So here it is out of its postage packet, wrapped up. And I started cutting it open, then I thought, oh, I'll shoot some video of the opening. And this is a package sent down by Neil Appleby, and he's on the Gold Coast in Queensland, and he obviously does melting and sent photos down for me. And yeah, it's perfect. It's going to be perfect, I think, for what I'm going to do, because yeah, he's even thrown in the regulator as well, so that was very generous of him. So thanks, Neil. Much appreciated, mate. We'll open her up and we'll have a look and see what we've got. Alright, I'm going to use Will Baggins' knife again. And see what's in here. It's amazing, really. Yeah, to get this stuff like this is just, it's great. And I'll see what I can do for Neil. I might be able to get something back to him. Something down the trap. Now I won't be able to actually probably do much with this for a little while, because until the cold weathers have gone and the wet weather's gone, I'll have to stay inside the shed. Well, yeah, looking good. Looking pretty meaty, pretty beefy. What do we got? So here she be. Ooh, that's a mother of a thing, isn't it? And got the jet down here and the tap. Right. And the regulator, which is an adjustable regulator. This one, well, it goes with this, so it should do the job. Wow, thanks Neil. That's awesome, mate. Really good. And it's the real deal. It's the real deal. I'll get the old furnace and just see if it will go in the hole. I might be able to try it out, isn't it? It might destroy my furnace. I'll get it, see what happens. So, yep, she's not going to go. So this is going to have to wait until I get the new one built up. Well, maybe I could actually turn up another end. I might be able to turn up another end. That's easy. And get this, just reduce the diameter. It's getting the air in the back here, so it's not like it's shedded at the at the burner end, as on say a Primus or one of those like I'm currently using, where they're basically the venting, the mixing is all done around the back here. That would be all drilled out. In this case, it's mixed back here, and yeah. Okay. Well, I'll show you. Yeah, that's good. But you can see, I mean, that was originally lined with another tin can inside. And I made this quite a few years ago, and that just burned away. And so then I ran it for a while, ran it like that without the tin, and the perlite slowly burning away. So then I relined it. You can see that's the second lining. So I just keep reusing it, and it's done a lot of work. I mean, I made gears and make all my own aluminium. I just don't buy any aluminium anymore, like not new stuff. I just refuse to pay the price. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And as you can make your own, and it's a lot of fun doing it. If you're careful, yeah. I'll show you what's behind the shed that I want to make a new one of these out of, that this will ultimately go into. All right, we'll go and check out the back of the shed. All right, here's the first option. It's probably the best option. It's an old 9 kg LPG propane bottle. One of the old ream ones. These were really heavily built. It's years old, and it's too old to use as a changeover. I don't think they'd take it. But anyway, I didn't get it for that. So this would be good. Just cut the top around and put a vent in the top and hole on the side with a tube, and you can, I mean, it's thick enough you can weld it all with a stick welder, and you can make a good, not too heavy to move around furnace. So that's option number one. I mean, if you ever play with these things, just fill them with water and get any gas out and go from there. You can make it as dangerous or safe as you want to. I've cut these up before and made things with them, and it's, yeah, provided you do it right, it's not an issue. And here's the other option. It's an old GMC air compressor tank from one of those little direct drive air compressors. I got this for free. A guy was giving it away locally, and that's the air compressor I got the piston top from that I used. I showed you in the video where I used it as the top on the fuel pot. The pump had crapped itself out and the motor was burnt out, or there was a wreck anyway. But anyway, it has some good bits in it, and this is not a bad size, and it'd be good weight, you know. It would be plenty heavy enough to make a forge out of. It's even got wheels, and you could probably maybe cut them off and move them, so, or leave them there so you can, they can actually sit there and you can have it so you can wheel it around or something. I don't know, there's all sorts of endless possibilities with this stuff. And once again, you could weld this with a stick welder. It's plenty thick enough. And oh, here's some aluminium waiting to be cut up. It's another wheel rim. So yeah, that's how you do it, guys. You know, it didn't cost anything, totally free. And yeah, it's probably 10, 15 pound, or I don't know, what would it be? There's a lot of weight there anyway, so it's plenty of aluminium, and at the most, if you have to take the tyre off and get rid of it, you know, $2.50, $3 for tyre disposal, and you've got all this aluminium to make lots of goodies out of. Okay, I'm diverging once again. So, yeah, it's not a bad option. I mean, you can use these as extra capacity for your air compressor too. So, I mean, I've got a 9 kg gas cylinder that I use as portable air, you know, and you fill it up from the big compressor, shut the tap off, and then just take it over and let it out into your car or trailer tyres as required, saves dragging the air compressor around. So you can use the 9 kg bottle for that, or you could use this as the extension, extra capacity for your air compressor, or as portable air, you know. It's got all sorts of possibilities, you know. Once again, there's no such thing as junk, you know. It's only junk if you can't think of something to do with it, and there's lots of possibilities with this stuff. Yeah, so we're back by my bottle heap. That's part of my thought process. Sit back with a beer and have a think about where to from here. All right, let's go back in the shed. So here we are back in the workshop. I'll show you a couple of photos that Neil sent me of his forge, and you can see how he does it. He's got the torch in this position coming in through the top. The top is enclosed, and there's a gateway here, a doorway here, so you can slide stuff in and out. I really want to do it this way. I'll have to do a bit of research to see which works best, see what people think. So anybody out there who's made up something like this with this sort of torch, sort of burner, you know, have you got it top mounted, or have you got it side mounted, you know. So, you know, let's check out these photos of Neil's. So there you have it, guys. This is where we're at. Fantastic gift. Thank you very much, Neil. Really good. I certainly appreciate this. And yeah, it opens up all sorts of possibilities. It'll get me moving on replacing the poor old thing. But it also gives people ideas on what's possible, how you can go about doing this cheaply, basically. And yeah, certainly save a fortune along the way. All right, I hope you found it interesting. Yeah, great gift. All right, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.